Hey there, everybody. I've got another movie review for you. Sorry if it's been a while, but this one, this one's crazy. Okay, this is probably the most bonkers movie I've ever seen, and I have seen quite a lot of films now at this point, and I've been wanting to go through Tim Burton's filmography. I'm pretty close to the end, and this was one that I was missing. This is Mars Attacks from 1996. I've heard of this one. I've wanted to watch it for a while. I never got around to it until recently, and it's it's something. Yeah. This is a PG-13 affair. This is an hour and 50 minutes, and it was directed by Tim Burton, also scored by Danny Elfman once again. And there are so many people in this film. It is insane. The amount of actors and actresses in this is just ridiculous. So, I'm just gonna name a few characters, a few actors off. I'll talk about some here and there. There's not much of a plot here. We'll get to that later, which I kind of like. And, yeah, anyway. We've got Jack Nicholson playing two characters. He plays a Las Vegas developer named Art Land, which is pretty fun. And then he also plays the President of the United States. We have Glenn Close as the First Lady, Pierce Brosnan as a science professor, Donald Kessler. Michael J. Fox is in here as a TV reporter, Jason Stone. We have Jack Black. Yeah, Jack Black's in here, and he's a soldier in the army. Billy Glenn Morris. And then we have Jim Brown as Byron. And finally, Lisa Marie as the Martian girl. So like I said, there are so many people. It is just wild. If you know an actor from the 90s or 80s, they're probably in here. And Tim Burton tried to get more to come in, but some of the actors didn't like the script, so they kind of said, nah, we're good. But you know what? There's actually more characters. Apparently 37 characters were cut from this, which is wild. But anyway, so the story, it's pretty simple. You have these aliens, or I'm sorry, Martians from Mars, and they come to Earth to attack. And this movie is supposed to be a spoof of the 1950s, 60s kind of alien B movies, like those cheesy, cringy old movies from back in the day that, show aliens attacking people and, monsters and whatever. It's supposed to be like a parody, so it does it really well. And even though it's in the 90s, it doesn't. It's kind of hard to explain. Like it's supposed to be like a tribute to those type of movies. But anyway, the effects are pretty good. For the most part. Obviously, this is the 90s, so the CGI isn't the greatest, but it's not bad. It's supposed to be like it's supposed to look bad. Like all the effects, it's supposed to be like really cringy. Um, which again, it does really well. The story, it's very basic. Again, the aliens are coming to Earth. You got these spaceships that are, descending on the planet and destroying things, and the aliens, we think at first the aliens are peaceful. So we go out to the Nevada desert, try to, greet them, and then they attack. They kill us all. Well, most of the people that were in the desert. So we try again. We go to Congress in D.C., Washington, and, well, again, they all get killed. So, yeah, that's it. There's no plot. It's just the aliens come and attack us, and once in a while, we follow the president, his daughter, some of his, assistants and things. We follow them. Then we follow a family in the country. Then we follow, there's a lot of people. A mom and her two kids. And then we follow Art Land, his Vegas folks. And then there's a lot of people. But somehow it doesn't feel like bloated. Like there's a ton of characters. We get a little bit here and there. And it's kind of jerks you around. Like you don't know where the story's gonna go. It just goes like from here, 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 here. It's kind of cool. Like I kind of like that. Like we're following different people for some of it. And then, once the aliens start attacking, then it just turns into chaos, just ridiculousness. Um, my one complaint, I guess, is that the beginning, like, you see the aliens a little bit at the beginning with the spaceships. The opening is awesome with Danny Elfman's theme. It's so good. Um, it's so, like, the music is so, like, creepy, yet it's cool at the same time. I mean, that's Danny Elfman for you. So surprised. But we don't really see a lot of the aliens until like 35-ish minutes, 40. It takes a while for the aliens to show up, is what I'm saying. Like, we're following a lot of the human characters, like the president and the, Congress and all of those, characters. It's kind of interesting, but they're all just here to die. These actors are great, of course, but they're just the actors. You don't really care about the characters. They're just here to get killed in silly ways. So it does take a while for the action to start. It's kind of, I just wish they came more like sooner in the picture, but whatever. I like the design of the aliens, by the way, voiced by Frank Welker. They talk in this "ah, ah, ah, ah." It's so dumb, but it works like surprisingly well. Like, it fits with the tone. It's just silly. It's dumb, stupid, the way they talk. And I like the translator machine because we can't understand them. So we have to use a translator. And it's actually really cool when the voice comes out of the speakers. I just think it's cool. But the design of the aliens is very strange. They have these like skull faces and like big brains with helmets on because apparently they can't breathe our atmosphere. And that also turns out to be one of their weaknesses. Um, but yeah, the design is really cool. It's very Tim Burton. It's extremely kind of creepy, but mostly just weird, like what you would expect from Tim Burton. Um, and the spacecraft are really cool, in my opinion. Like their spaceships, where they have like the claws coming out. It looks like a crab when they land, and they got these laser beams that come out of the bottom. It's so cool. One thing I also really like is the laser guns, the sound effects, where it's like "Brr, brr, brr, brr." It's hard to like sound like it, but when they start shooting, it's so cool to me. Like the sound effect for the laser guns. It's so cool. Um and me being a big science fiction fan, this appeals to me. As dumb as it is, it actually is really fun. Um I was laughing. There's so many jokes. It's like super fast paced. So there'll be a joke here, a death here. It's so wild, like random. It's probably the most random movie I've seen. Like, there's not much of a story. Again, it's just, it's so unpredictable. That's what I like about it. It's so, like, it takes you, like, a ton of different directions. And the way the Martians are defeated, I'm not gonna spoil it. You might know what it is already, but it is honestly pretty clever. Um, and yeah, um, I like that all the actors here are just here to get killed, as bad as that sounds. It's just fun. Probably the most. One thing I really want to point out, this is probably the most un-Tim Burton movie. Like, of all of his movies, it's a Tim Burton movie. Like with Beetlejuice, it's him because it's the creepy style, the weirdness. And same with the Batman films. They're very stylized, but you can tell it's him, like his style all over them as well. But with this, it's almost a normal movie. Like there's nothing Tim Burton-y until the aliens show up. And the aliens are probably, or I'm sorry, the Martians. They're probably the most Tim Burton thing in the film, along with the crazy action and the design of the ships. And obviously Danny Elfman's music. Other than that, it's just a normal movie. Like it's filmed normally. Like it just looks like a generic movie until all the action starts happening. I just found that really interesting because this doesn't feel like a Tim Burton movie, not necessarily. It's hard to explain, but Yeah, I love all the special effects too when people are dying and you see the skeletons and they're real, actual made skeletons when they disintegrate people, and the explosions and all the, the tanks firing, all the military stuff. That is really cool. It's obviously supposed to be a dumb, stupid spoof of alien invasion type films, but Tim Burton did it in a way where it's almost timeless ish. Like, obviously, it's kind of bad, but it hasn't really aged, I guess you could say. Not really. I mean, the CGI isn't the greatest, but for 1996, it's pretty good. Um, yeah. Uh, Also, I do think the opening credits are great, but then the closing credits are actually kind of bland. I don't know. I just wanted to throw that out there. I thought that was weird. They spent so much time on the opening scene, and then the final credits are so boring. But I don't know. That's just my thoughts on that. I love this movie. It probably helps that I'm a science fiction fan, sci-fi fan, even though this is making fun of that, kind of, which I also like. I'm a big Tim Burton fan as well, so that helps too. Um, and I'm a big fan of most of these actors that are showing up in there here, even though they're all getting killed off in silly ways. Um, Honestly, I don't really have any major complaints. I mean, aside from the fact that the aliens take a while to show up. Um, so I could see this not working. In fact, my dad hated it. I can understand. It's not for everyone. The aliens are weird. You don't understand what they're saying most of the time. The effects can be super cheesy and dumb, and there's not much of a story. So again, I could see this not being, liked. In fact, I don't think this has a huge like appreciation. I don't think a lot of Tim Burton fans like this movie, which I can understand. It's again not for everyone, but I mean, it depends on if you like old science fiction and if you like Tim Burton's style. Uh, so yeah, um, this is probably. I would say this is probably in my top five Tim Burton movies. I mean, I love all of his stuff pretty much. So it's hard for me to pick a favorite, but I'd say this is definitely in the top five. It's just, it's a turn your brain off type. It's like you eat popcorn, you don't think about it. It's just, you watch it and then, yeah, you talk about it. It's, stupid. Yeah, so I had a great time with this. I love all the action, as cheesy as it is. I love the music, the aliens killing everyone and then they get killed. So, yeah, I love all the actors. It's just a fun time. You don't think about it. It's fun, and that's Mars Attacks. Let me know what you think down below. Do you like this movie? Do you not? What do you think of the trading card series that inspired it? And also, what are your thoughts on Tim Burton's movies? Which is your favorite? Tell me down below. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. Check this out if you're interested, and I will see you in the next review. Take care, and have a great day.